Jerry Lundgaard is just a simple car salesman. He has a wife, a son, and he has some unexplained financial problems. He's been trying to pitch a deal with his father-in-law, a lucrative real estate opportunity. He just needs $750,000 to finance it. But after making no headway, he comes up with a new scheme. It's a foolproof plan. He hires two goons to kidnap his wife for $40,000 in a new Sierra, when in actuality, the ransom will be for $1 million. Jerry being the main benefactor. But the kidnapping goes sour, and bodies start piling up. And then the deal changes, and the police start investigating, and geez, it's just this huge mess. Fargo is a wonderful, story-driven film. It's a black comedy, but with outstanding performances and an engrossing story. Every last character is rich in charm and memorability. The writing is sharp and engaging. This is an extremely quotable movie. You won't just be hanging on every word. It'll probably alter how you talk for a few hours after watching it. You could view it as a thriller. It is thrilling, but it's mostly driven along by conversations. If you're sold on it because you know there's a body count and there's that famous wood chipper bit, you might be a bit disappointed because it's not that kind of movie. It's a true crime type movie. I'm making little quote marks with my fingers here because it's not really a true story, regardless of whatever the Coens might have told you at the start. This is a fictitious story, based loosely on real crimes that technically happened. Or at least, there's things that happened in real life that inspired them to make up a story with those elements. One of the interesting things about Fargo is, real or not, it feels real. It's grounded. And it makes this story somewhat believable. Or, at the very least, plausible. So much so that you'll actually feel a little bit guilty laughing throughout the whole thing, because this chain of events is horrifying and tragic. But come on. Almost everything that happens in this movie is funny, in one way or another. The entire first act of the movie revolves around these horrible people. At this point, it's purely a crime story from the criminal's perspective. And seriously, it's instantly gripping. I said this already, but these characters are instantly memorable and likable. They're despicable, but you love them. And it's not that these guys are complete idiots, but, I mean, things do go wrong. Like, immediately. You don't actually meet the protagonist, played by Frances McDormand, until the second act. After a healthy build-up, we now switch gears over to the police procedural part of the plot. Marge Gunderson is pregnant. She has a happy relationship with her husband. And she's the most level-headed person in the entire movie. McDormand's performance here is the best in the whole movie. And that's really saying something because everyone here is fantastic. Her role might not be the most fun or the most humorous, but she's the most sensible person here. You'll be rooting for her. You're instantly Team Marge. And her story here is the real meat of the movie. The relationship between her and her husband. The incompetence of everyone around her. Her uncomfortable experience with a high school acquaintance which makes her rethink what she can take at face value. And of course, her disgust at what people can be driven to do just for a little money. Her attitude and perspective on this whole situation is what really breathes life and warmth into this whole thing. Which is a tough thing to do. With a story as cold as the freezing snow that blankets everything. It's unfeeling nothingness, meaninglessness, and all the while, It has those 1-2 punches of shocking violence that are just blinding, like red paint on a white canvas. And somehow the Coens hook you and reel you in, and you're smiling, you're laughing, that or you're gasping. Because Fargo is fun, it's funny, it's brilliant. Honestly, it's a masterpiece. It's easily one of their all-time best movies, and it's my personal favorite. I have nothing negative to say about it. It's just brilliant screenwriting, brilliant acting, and it's perfectly made. I recommend Fargo. Oh yeah, you betcha.